Hey everybody, welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Kronos, and we have a trailer, a teaser to trail the new show that's being filmed. But since there's no footage of the show, there's no actual trailer. So it's a teaser of the show being filmed. Of Discovery! Season 2.
That's right.
Yep.
I'm kind of excited for Season 2. I mean,
Yep.
the way it ended, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next. So,
Are you ready to be teased, Stuart? This is going to tease us.
Yes, this piqued my interest, so...
Let's go right through the pages then. Or right through the screen caps, I mean. So, Stuart, stage 7 says it all.
Pinewood Studios in Toronto. There's a lot of Pinewood Studios. When I first heard Pinewood Studios, I'm like, nope, that's in England. I thought I'd check it, make sure that the person on the TV didn't get their facts wrong. Nope, there's Pinewood in Las Vegas. Or not Las Vegas, Los Angeles, England, Toronto. So, anyway,
it's an awesome
that's where
name.
they're filming. Yeah, it is, yes. Yes. Next picture is, that's a really impressive prop they have out there.
Yep. Yep. I love how it's creating shadows on a van and other things. It's amazing. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's really...
Yeah. And then a bridge with this is interesting because normally it's a green screen, but that's a white. Well, I guess no. To be fair, that could just be a fabric,
lighting.
And then they just light that green. So yeah. So this is the other side of the bridge. Boy, that's a huge window view screen. Actually, wow.
Yeah. But that's the Discovery Bridge, I'm fairly certain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are saying we see some Enterprise sets in this, and I think what makes you think that nothing here looks any different to the Discovery?
Yeah, there's one picture I think where they got confused later, but we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah, it's weird to see this perspective. There's so much empty space and so much wasted space in this. It's bizarre.
Yeah. I do want to see these sets in person, though. I really want to get on there and,
feel how big they are for real life, because it's difficult to tell.
Yeah. And the next one, of course, is the Discovery plaque up close. Crossfield class, so very pretty.
Yeah. And then an alien makeup, which
Ooh.
Isn't Saru.
Nope.
But I mean, beautiful makeup, or mask. And it's good to not do CGI every time. You can make great prosthetics, so do prosthetics as well.
Yeah, and this one looks really impressive. It looks like one of the Melkonians, I think it was, from the Spectre of the Gun, almost. Yeah, anyway.
It's cool.
Next. Ooh, costumes. Yes. We have a whole video talking about the uniforms here. I'm glad to see the original colors back, like I said, and the braids, the rank braids on the arms, so...
Yeah.
Now, the question is, though, is this just Enterprise, you think, for the first episode or two, or do you think Discovery's eventually going to get these uniforms?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I hope, or at least like all the non-Discovery people, like maybe every few episodes you see a new ship, and it's like, oh, they're new now, got the uniforms, or Starfleet Command now the Admiral's got the uniforms. I mean, we know it's going to filter and be everybody pretty soon, and we know at least the top 12 best ships have them. So, and you would assume like Admirals would have you would assume Admirals get them first and then the crews, but whatever. But yeah, it's shoulder padded versions of the uniform with a different color and a different fabric and quite beyondy, but different and with the shoulder braiding, it's clearly like the Discovery uniform, but now one piece. Sorry, 2 piece, and then was that 2? I don't know if it was 2 piece before, but a jacket and then lots of lines for things. So, yeah.
Go check out our whole video on the uniforms, guys.
Comparison pictures and all. Yeah. And then we've got a set diagram, and they were very careful to include interior L'Rell's gardens with scale of a person. Yeah,
and I saw this right away, and my eye was drawn to L'Rell's garden, and I'm like, what? And then it flashed so quickly. Mm-hmm. I was like, I need to go back and watch that a few times. So to have the still of it is nice. So, yeah. And the person on the bed is wearing a Discovery uniform or a Federation uniform. I don't know if that's important.
Are they?
Just for size, yeah. You can see the delta and stuff, I think.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, with her chambers on Kronos. Interesting that it's using the hexagonal pattern. Floor plans, it's still reasonably big. Obviously, we're going to see their perspective. Mm-hmm. And hopefully, rather than being, one-dimensional, racist, genocidal species with no character development, hopefully there'll be interesting characters that were promised by not showing them at war, not showing them being genocidal, racist, terrorists. That'd be great. That'd be great. So maybe we'll just see. I'm gonna keep harping on about that because they're so poorly promised, multi-promised, poorly delivered. But see them just live their life on Kronos and deal with the repercussions of a war and stabilizing the government and stabilizing the houses and making sure that there are equal rights for smooth heads, equal rights for reptile faces, and equal rights for normal Klingons.
So much promise for season 2 and beyond.
They're not gonna do. No, Beyond was a few years ago, Stuart.
As I said it, I thought that I was going to make a joke, but thank you for catching it and jumping on that. All right. Anyway, next.
There's a green screen. I see a green screen behind man.
Yes. And a carpenter doing things. He was doing some routing on some wood, which we don't have a picture of, but there he's using a saw building something.
But he's now the official famous season 2 welder or creator of Discovery. So good job him, whoever he is.
Yes, nice helmet. And then a shot of the Discovery bridge from space, I guess, outside. It's interesting that they have it like on like a second level.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that the way they built the set?
Yeah. Well, Shinjo was full on, so they could go up on it.
Yeah.
Like the Enterprise Z bridge had hydraulics. I mean, that would be an obvious thing to do everything in camera. But yeah, big set, big tall ceiling, and just huge, bigger than any bridge probably in Star Trek.
Sadly, yes.
Well, confusingly, not sadly, just confusingly. Next picture is again, we are back to where we were. This is important because we can see Sarah in the captain's chair. We can see Spock's dad. Spock's dad. Sarek. They also said Vol there. Sarek, yeah. They are going where they left off.
They're going where no man has gone before. To season 2 of Discovery.
Yeah, exactly. Good summary.
Right? Yeah, I know. And I suppose that Burnham's behind the clapperboard there. So yeah, yay. And then there's Kurtzman saying things.
Yep,
being a director, I guess. And I heard that apparently Jonathan Frakes is in Toronto currently, directing an episode. So
I think he's directing
as of today.
I think he's going to be directing 3 so far this season.
That's awesome.
I think I read that. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, he did a great job. I mean, a very solid episode. A bit weird to see Kurtzman directing because he was specifically fired from directing the film because he had no experience, and he directed a film and it bombed.
Well, maybe he's not directing. Maybe he's just
this is him. No, this is him directing. You can tell. Hey, give him a chance, but again, his cred is pretty poor. We'll see if he can do a good job. Yep.
Anyway,
yep.
Next shot is interesting. The shapes are very reminiscent of a.
Oh, yeah.
The shapes are very reminiscent of a TOS bridge, but it's obviously not. I was wondering what this was, thinking maybe it's an engineering room or something.
Which we haven't seen yet on Discovery, so we need to see it.
Exactly. Because the spore room is not the engineering room, despite what a lot of people think. Now, if you go to the next picture, I think this is part of the same set, likely. And I think this might be Laurel's garden. So it might be a 2-level garden affair kind of thing. Plants on the bottom and maybe a walkway up top with 2 staircases. That's the vibe I'm getting from it, but I could be wrong because
it is so early. It could be either way, but I'm maybe. But if you go back to the first picture of the sets, there is a top ceiling which is very Starfleet, like you said, and the top floor has got what appears to be Discovery-esque windows, like those flanking it. And then if you go down,
a very TOS style railing, not only in shape, but just in
that's just the safety railing. That's not.
But
the set.
It might not be.
No, it is the wood.
No,
you can tell.
No.
And then the bottom one, that almost says to me, I mean, either that's under lighting or that'll be like a rail to put like a torpedo launcher, like in Star Trek 2. Intrigues me that they're green supports. Because that's
those are just the supports while they're building it, because the safety railing.
I know, but why are they the fluorescent green screen green?
Just because that's they wanted.
That's the thing though. Or are they going to be digitally removed?
Probably.
That's what I mean. That's a really that's actually a choice to make them that color. They should be black otherwise, or silver, or be part of the set.
Yeah.
So that's actually really interesting. Now I'm thinking about the last picture. This is a Federation set, a bigger one, maybe like a big meeting room for admirals, or a starbase, control center, and obviously if you get green screen multiple areas, some sort of tactical control. Or to be fair, and we'll get to that in a minute, there's a Section 31 link, so it could easily be a 2-floor Section 31 command base where you cut to, we see the Federation side and the Klingon side, then we see the Section 31 side. So, but I think it's definitely Federation. I think it
there's one more picture of it from a different angle too.
Oh yeah,
doesn't it? And here the supports are black. In all fairness.
Yeah, and you can see
so
kind of at the back wall there is certainly mechanical looking, either a door or just wall pieces that imply spaceship, space station, something. Very minimal to tell us anything, but it's although to be fair, those stairs aren't going to be the final stairs, because they're just workman little ladders, so it'll be interesting to see what it really is.
Next shot's interesting. It's a 3D print of something, and it's interesting that they include this stuff in the teaser. I mean, it must be important in some way, or just it's what was going on that day on the set. They're just like, hey, let's get a picture of it.
Well, I think it's like buzzwords. It's like buzzword, new set with no actual information in the picture. Buzzword, 3D printing. Well, yeah, we printed 90% of our stuff last season. We didn't show you it, but now we are. Boom, money. It's like, what can we show where we filmed literally zero footage? We can just show a few things, which is clever. I mean, I've given all the credit for releasing something this early. Most shows don't do that. But it's just cool imagery, and we sort of take what we can. But I mean, these shots have been painstakingly improved. I mean, this is. Although I really want to go back now to watch Brian Fuller's original teaser, the one that had only star things that fly, because he said there was like a dozen or 2 dozen story Easter eggs in that. But then his story got changed. I want to know what the hell that was about, because I didn't see anything. I mean, I know there was little things, but it's like... Anyway. The next picture, though, says Section 31, Bridge Lab, Bridge/Lab.
Bridge/Lab, yeah.
And then Bridge... Oh, is it multiple... Well, they it's 2 for Bridge/Lab and
upper floor plan. So that does imply that it's the one we just were talking about.
Yeah.
The split level.
Yeah, I bet it's one set, it's a bridge, and it's a lab, and it's 2 floors, and it's going to be their, bridge and lab. It's exciting. We'll talk about it separately, I'm sure, but this, showing that teaser, that end video bit that got deleted, is part of their, we didn't find a way of fitting it in, but let's release it anyway so that people know, and then we can, still call that canon, even though we didn't actually have an episode, because we want to, want people to know, yes, we're dealing with Section 31.
And the next shot is interesting. I'm wondering if they're building the Enterprise sets or something. I mean, it's obviously a window, but it's not a view screen window. It's probably just a BC deck window, maybe, because it's square and it's pig. It's not like this porthole, so.
Yeah, there was a removed picture of one of the production team either building or repainting either a Shinjo or Discovery window, and I'm wondering, do they either how many sets they actually take down or put into storage or something? Because I mean, this is either a refurb or rebuilding or brand new. But you don't tend to get a main view screen window or a side window. It's a weird, I don't know.
But the one on the left side looks like it could be a view screen. It could be the Enterprise view screen, because it's a lot narrower than the Discoveries, which is huge.
When is there a side window next to a view screen window?
Why is there a window for a view screen?
Because they're wrong.
Because reason. Anyway, so we don't know what this is, but it's cool to speculate.
But it could also be an evolution of that last set, and just they actually put the full windows in. How cool would that be to have a space station, bridge, whatever, and you can look out and you see space, and that could be cool.
Yeah. We got a really cool alien being airbrushed here. Looks like one of the ones from the motion picture, actually. I can't remember the... I think it's a Saurian? I think it begins with an S. Anyway, it's great to see aliens like this. The aliens in Discovery have been really spot on. I really thought they were cool. So
It's just sad we're not seeing the conventional aliens, bar the two that were sort of there. You know, wish we.
Yeah.
It's like with Star Wars, they I guess refused to put any of the classic ones in the new movies, despite having over like 100 to pick from. That would be more interesting to see and more loved to see. It's weird that they insist on not using the canon, but that seems to be what these guys that take these franchises do. It's really strange. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a Neville Page design. It's very familiar. It looks like a right out beyond or one of the new movies, which is great, the production value. But it looks like a very conventionally, you know, JJ Beyond, Alien, Neville Page. It's cool. I mean, it's a good looking piece of makeup.
it is very cool. The next is a shot of the USS Enterprise.
I'd never noticed that
display.
until now.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's got some red and yellow incorporated in there. Ooh, to tie in with the...
Wow, the bones they're throwing us.
Right?
I guess this is so early in the timeline that they're not using the colour... Wow, they didn't do that for Cage. They did silvers and stuff, but...
Life support operations cycle.
But that's interesting, yeah. I guess we do see some sort of Enterprise or information from the Enterprise. But, actually, I was going to bring this up later, but this is interesting that it's now... The wall is red. The fabric is red, which is linking to Star Trek 6 would be my... You know, that's we've seen similar paneling on the bridge like that, but I wonder if that links into something in a few minutes.
Well, there's no guarantee that's on the bridge either. That could be...
No, I wasn't saying it was, but I was
Oh.
mentioning, like, we've seen that lower panels, but this links into something in a few minutes. But yeah, it's the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird. And they've got the... Yeah. Oh.
Well, anyway. The next shot is, again, we talked about this in our uniform discussion, the Enterprise uniform dress version 4. So we're not sure if this is the final version or whatever. And
Probably isn't. If they're clever, they probably didn't show us the...
Yeah, exactly. And I'm on board with them going back to this kind of mini skirt, kind of not as mini as TOS, obviously, but I'm on board with this because it's the right colors. It looks good. Whether this is the final version, I don't know.
Yeah, as I've said before, you know, that just use the canon.
It's easy. It's there for you.
It is. So yeah, I mean the last two look really good. I think I said before I'd be fine to have trouser version as well. You know, I mean if they really want to put men in dresses, feel free. I mean if you want.
TNG did it.
Yeah, and then promptly forgot they did it and never did it again because they didn't do it again. So or put everyone in trousers. I mean whatever. It doesn't make any difference to me. Just do whatever you feel like you know the canon is one
look right. That's all we care about.
Yeah, just use the final two and it looks good. It works. And I was very happy to see it because it's like the canon is there to be used, not ignored. So good job. Next picture, a comm badge and not a stitched gold comm badge as is the canon at the time.
It wouldn't be a comm badge. It would just be a badge. I don't think it's a comm badge.
No,
true. They have communicators.
Yeah, but a very different, non-canonical. So interesting to see. But again, at this point, we're sort of ignoring the canon and just using the Discovery-verse canon. So it's but is it a retcon or is it just a visual reboot? That's the question.
That's a visual reboot.
Hopefully.
Well, this looks like a shot just from season 1. It's the next one of Burnham. So nothing really to talk about there.
And boy, already I'm missing the TOS uniforms that we just teased.
Just a second ago. It's like, oh.
Like instantly I'm like, wow, that doesn't look...
Yeah.
Why is the things there? Like... Instantly. That's weird.
Instant regret.
Yeah. Next one. Red Alert.
This is the one I think people confuse because it's such a quick pan and it's got Spock speaking over it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of Jeffrey Hunter and Spock quotes over this trailer. And I think because this is such a quick pan and it looks with the red, I know it's Red Alert, but I think a lot of people thought that because there's red on the TOS bridge that this is the TOS bridge or the TOS Enterprise bridge. I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't buy that for a second because it's obviously a Discovery bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing.
But it was such a quick pan. I had to watch it a few times myself and try to get a pause frame where it's not blurry, so I can kind of see more detail. And it's just
some people have bad vision. That's all I can say. But yeah, it's nice to hear all the familiar people, and they obviously own the rights to the Star Trek franchise, so they can and did use those things. And obviously, it'll be good to see Pike and Pike again. Again, be a captain and Spock, see how that plays. Another canonical Spock, be interesting. Or just bring back, Zachary Quinto, all for that. If he'll come back, do it. They won't, because he's legally in a different license, but, hey, I'd buy that. Next one, just a fancy camera. Just,
wish you had it, I bet. You wish you had one of those.
I mean, it would change how we film Trekyards for sure.
Anyway. Ooh, see, there's Kurtzman again, and
fancy monitors.
Yeah, lots of monitors.
Multi-camera rigs, very important. And we've got a cool. Nothing to say. Now the next picture I find really intriguing.
Me too.
Saru on a green screen.
In the Discovery's captain's chair. So
Yep.
what's behind him?
Yeah.
Was it like a dream sequence, a flashback sequence?
Do you have a theory? Because I have a theory.
Like I said, it's probably, in my mind, it's probably like some kind of dream sequence, or his eyes are closed. I don't know. There's some kind of effect behind him. What's your theory?
That the Discovery bridge gets blown up. And, like some sort of detonation at the back, and he gets out or something, because you can't, remotely destroy a bridge that much. But this would because that he's obviously has to be in this one location, I think it's something pretty bad happens. But, this has to be very early on in season 1, pretty much first episode, because that's all they filmed. So either maybe it's, like you said, a dream sequence, but that would make sense, or he's maybe like seeing Saru vision. He suddenly closes his eyes and he sees all the threat of the universe. Maybe the director said, "Hey, we didn't give Saru. We promised Saru was being something great. We didn't deliver that. Let's make him more interesting this season and give him like superpowers or whatever." Or like I say, I have a feeling that there's going to be some really bad damage or something. This is just cheaper than actually damaging the set. Or he gets beamed out. That would be another decent way of doing this effect, or something,
Or, they don't hire new actors for a new actor for Spock, and Spock walks on the bridge behind him, but they use like CGI of Leonard Nimoy, young Leonard Nimoy.
If they did that,
they wouldn't do that.
I would love that if they did that. Honestly,
people would complain. It'd be like Grand Moff Tarkin and Leia. It's kind.
I loved Grand Moff Tarkin and Leia. So
I love Grand Moff Tarkin most of the time. Every once in a while, you got creepy vibes, and Leia was hit and miss too in that few seconds she was on screen.
It's that's the thing. It's canon versus character. If you hired another actress to play Leia, it wouldn't be Leia anymore, but it would be because she'd now be a canonical Leia. But it makes Carrie Fisher less Leia, like in a sense, because there's two Leias. So if you hire a new actor, every time you hire an actor to be Spock, it's like, well, now it's just the character of Spock, not the man that imbues Spock.
But they're not going to do that because they hired a new Pike. It's just impractical.
But that's the thing. If Spock is only in like 2 scenes, you know what I mean? Like, whereas if Pike, I don't buy it either. But I would be totally on board having like a CGI early version, because as a fan, it's like, wow, this is seeing Len Nimoy from a mid shot and then a close up on the bridge of a badly looking wrong era ship, but in proper uniform, in mostly proper uniform. I mean, it's a hell of a payoff, and I don't know, that would be kind of sweet actually, especially since everyone loves Mr. Nimoy. Then he can't be a real character, and that would be a shame. I don't know. It's difficult.
I can't see it happening.
No, but it's
But going to the next shot for a second, I think this here we see Captain Christopher Pike, and maybe Spock there on the right hand side.
That is a safe assumption. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Again, we talk about the uniforms that we see here a little bit more in our uniform video, so check that out. But it's good to see the old colors back, the primary colors.
They work so much better.
Yeah.
It's amazing how real this looks in comparison. Yep, cool. And the next picture is, again, big camera. Now, I specifically called this out because the room is red, and actually the similar sort of fabric to the Enterprise. I hadn't put this in until now, but the other picture of the Enterprise has this red. This has this red, that was at least on the Enterprise, or it's just data coming from the Enterprise.
And it's got like red around what appears to be a view screen.
Or, well, I said it's more of a door frame, honestly. Like a sick bay door, which is over different, and then the next picture is again, well, no, it is actually. It says -1701.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep, and it looks like
Damn it.
It looks like, sadly, she's going onto the bridge, which it looks like a view screen.
Well,
but there's no chair, there's nothing. But
no, I don't think that's. No, I buy that. But yeah, I guess we do actually see inside the Enterprise. I didn't actually think we saw that, but I just noticed that. So yeah, we do actually see Enterprise.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the red on the trailer, I'm like, I hope that's the Enterprise because it's got the primary colors. But then I was like, I hope that it's not the Enterprise.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good though. That sort of weird color variation. But actually, to be fair though, the cage was a much more muted grey. Yeah. So actually, that's an interesting way of doing it. And I guess you just, I don't know, it's.
But that's the Enterprise. It says 1701 right there.
But it doesn't look anything like. But then, I don't know, it's difficult because the cage did have those weird other angles. I guess that's like the captain's quarters or something, or like a lab or something, like it's something specialised with obviously a green screen for a window.
Yeah.
But this, damn it, I didn't think it was. It said, well, if you go back to the next one, it says 3F. So that's something 3F.
Well, deck 3, section F, you know. Which would be probably labs.
And the way it's being lit, it looks like bright lights coming out of that as if it's a window, so it'll be. That's disappointing. So it's very Discovery looking with some red. Because to be fair, they might even use the exact same set to repaint it between scenes.
Anyway, so then we close out the trailer with the next chapter begins.
And then Discovery Season 2 now in production. Because they're now in production. We've got Season 2 on the way.
So, I kind of learned a lot just by doing this and checking out these stills. We've saw the 1701.
Costumes, obviously. Makeup, obviously.
Yeah, both on a computer display of the 1701 as well as, or the U.S. Enterprise, it actually said, and then the corridor there that has 1701. So, yeah. And we might have seen Spock, or at least a glimpse of Spock. A teaser of Spock, if you will.
Yes. Yeah, it's good to see that at least they're working to keep content coming out. You know, it is obviously a big franchise. We look at it every day. And it's good to see that we're going to get new content. Yeah.
So, guys, I always ask this. What do you guys think of what we just looked at? What do you think of the Season 2 trailer? I know our review's a little late coming in, but we've been busy, and we want to hear your thoughts. You've had a lot of time to mull it over, watch it a few times, and looking forward to reading the comments. So, and if you want to help us out to do more content like this, you can do so by either sharing the video or by heading over to patreon.com/Trekyards and helping us on a monthly basis there. There's a link in the description below if you just want to click it to make it easier. Or head on over to Trekyards.com to do click the donate button if you want to send us $25 because you got a bonus on your paycheck or something. And taxes just came in, so if you want to help, please do.
And for that sort of support, we'll keep doing shows like this to look at and analyse and theorise and do deductions and all that stuff, and hopefully get some stuff right and predict the future, because it's in the future. Or just support the channel by sharing any and all these videos that you enjoy, spreading the good word, subscribing to the channel, going to the Facebook that we have amazing discussions about every single day, about anything Trek, mostly ships, but a bit more sometimes. And yeah, just let people know the good Trekyards news.
That's right. So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Commander Kongs.
See ya in January. Season 2 of Trekyards.
Bye.
No. Bye.
Bye, guys.